Hello students, in this video we will be seeing algebraic structures, modular arithmetic, Euclid's algorithm, congruence and matrices, groups, rings, fields and finite fields. This topic is from second unit. Finite fields have become increasingly important in cryptography. A number of cryptographic algorithms rely heavily on the properties of finite fields, such as AES, elliptic curve, IDEA, and various public key algorithms. Groups, rings, and fields are the fundamental elements of the abstract algebra, which is concerned with the set of whose elements are the numbers we can operate algebraically. Now we define some important concepts in abstract algebra, starting with a group. In abstract algebra, we are concerned with sets on whose elements we can operate algebraically. That is, we can combine two elements of the set to obtain a third element of the set. These operations are subject to specific rules which define the nature of the set. A group is such a set with the properties listed here. That is associative law. It will be having an identity, it will be having an inverses. We normally denote a group as G. We have used dot as operator. We can also even use plus or multiplication symbol as an operator. A group can have a fixed finite number of elements, or it may be infinite. If the group is commutative, then it forms an abelian group. That is, if A dot B is equal to B dot A, then it is said to be an abelian group. A cyclic group defines exponentiation in a group as a repeated use of the group operator. Note that we are most familiar with it being applied to the multiplication, but it is more general than that. If the repeated use of operator on some value in a group results in every possible value being created, then the group is said to be cyclic, and A is a generator of the group G. Next we describe about a ring. In essence, a ring is a set in which we can do addition, subtraction and multiplication without leaving the set. We denote a ring as R with respect to addition and multiplication. The set of all n square matrices over the real numbers form a ring. The set of integers with addition and multiplication form an integral domain. Now we will discuss about field. A field is a set in which we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication and division without leaving the set. Division is defined with the rule A by B is equal to AB inverse. We can also denote field as F. Examples of fields include rational numbers, real numbers, complex numbers. Note that integers are not a field since there are no multiplicative inverses. That means except for one. These are the terms we use for different sort of number systems, once obeying with different sets of rules. This picture shows the overall view of group, abelian group, ring, commutative ring, integral domain and field. We can see that group is a collection of closure under addition, associativity under addition, additive identity and additive inverse. That means A1, A2, A3 and A4, these conditions will satisfy a group. In addition to that, if the same group is having commutatively of addition, then it is called as abelian group. And similar to that, we can see here closure under multiplication, associativity of multiplication, distributive laws along with the group and the abelian group will form a ring. So in addition to that, commutativity of multiplication, multiplicative identity, non-zero divisors, multiplicative inverse, all these categories are commonly called as a field. Now we will see about modular arithmetic. Given any positive integer n and any non-negative integer a, if we divide a by n, we get an integer quotient q and an integer remainder r. In modular arithmetic, we can only interested in the remainder or residue after division by some modules, and results with the same remainder are regarded as equivalent. Two integers a and b are said to be congruent modulo n if a mod n is equal to b mod n. Now we will see about divisors. We say that a non-zero b divides a if a is equal to m into b for some m where a, b and m are the integers. That is, b divides a if there is no remainder on division, can denote this as b by a and say that b is a divisor of a. For example, the positive divisors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. Modular arithmetic is where we perform arithmetic operations within the confines of some set of integers mod n. It uses a finite number of values and loops back from either end where we need it. When reducing, we usually want to find positive remainder after dividing by the modules. For positive numbers, this is simply the normal remainder. For negative numbers, we have to overshoot. That is, find the next multiple larger than the number and come back. Then note some important properties of modular arithmetic, which means you can modulo reduce at any point and obtain an equivalent answer. We can perform modular arithmetic with any group of integers, right from 0 to n-1. Modular arithmetic forms a commutative ring for addition with a multiplicative identity. There are some important properties for this modular arithmetic are shown here. If a plus b is equal to a plus c mod n, then b is equal to c mod n. So this is one of the property given for modular arithmetic. One of the basic techniques of number theory is the Euclidean algorithm, which is a simple procedure for determining the greatest common divisor of two positive integers. Use the notation GCD of a of b to mean the greatest common divisor of a and b. The positive integer c is said to be the greatest common divisor of a and b if c is a divisor of a and b and any divisor of a and b is a divisor of c. State that two integers a and b are relatively prime if their only common positive integer factor is 1. That is, GCD of a comma b should be is equal to 1. An working example of GCD is shown here with the numbers 60 and 24. Euclidean algorithm is an efficient way to find the GCD of a and b. Euclidean algorithm is derived from the observation that if a and b have the common factor d, then d is also a factor in any difference between them. Euclidean algorithm keeps computing successive differences until it vanishes, at which point the greatest common divisor has been reached. Infinite fields are not of particular interest in the context of cryptography. However, finite fields play a crucial role in many cryptographic algorithms. It can be shown that the order of a finite field must be a positive number of prime, and these are known as Galois fields and denoted as GF. We are most interested in the cases where either n is equal to 1 minus GF of p or p is equal to 2 minus GF of 2 power n. Start by considering GF of p over the set of integers 0 to p minus 1 with addition and multiplication modulo p. This forms a well-behaved finite field. Hence, arithmetic is well-behaved and can do addition, subtraction, multiplication and division without leaving the field GF of p. Here we demonstrate GF working with a multiplication example. We can see that the first row and first column is 0, so the result is also 0. The second row contains 1,
which is when multiplied with the given value, it will give the same result. When we perform multiplication with the row 2, 2 into 0 is 0, 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 2 into 3 is 6, 2 into 4 is 8, whereas we have to perform GF of 7. So over to 8 we have one number as an excessive number, so we represent that one number here in this matrices. Similarly, 2 into 5 is 10, and we have represented the number 3 here, which is over the number 7. Now we will see an algorithm to find inverses using extended Euclid. An important problem is to find multiplicative inverses in such finite fields. Here we show that such inverses always exist and can extend the Euclidean algorithm to find them as shown. Next we introduce the interesting subject of polynomial arithmetic using polynomials in a single variable x. With several variants as listed above, note that we are usually not interested in evaluating polynomial for any particular value of x, which is thus referred to as the intermediate. There are some other alternatives also available for polynomial arithmetic. Here, ordinary polynomial arithmetic is one method. Polynomial arithmetic with coordinates of mod p and mod m of x is the other method. This following example shows the working of polynomial function for addition of n numbers. Ordinary polynomial arithmetic includes the operations of addition, subtraction and multiplication, which is defined in the usual way, that is, add or subtract corresponding coefficients or multiply all terms by each other. Other method to implement polynomial arithmetic is polynomial arithmetic with modulo coefficients. Consider a variant where now when computing value of each coefficient, do the calculation modulo some value, usually a prime. If the coefficients are computed in a field, then division of polynomial is possible, and we have a polynomial ring. Note that we can write any polynomial in the form of f of x is equal to q of x into g of x plus r of x, where division of f of x by g of x results in the quotient q of x and remainder r of x. We can then extend the concept of divisors from the integers case and show that the Euclidean algorithm can be extended to find the greatest common divisor of two polynomials whose coefficients are the elements of a field. We also define an irreducible, that is irreducible or prime polynomial as one with no divisors other than itself and 1. If compute polynomial arithmetic modulo an irreducible polynomial, this forms a finite field and the GCD and inverse algorithms can be adapted for it. We can extend the analogy between polynomial arithmetic over a field and integer arithmetic by defining the greatest common divisor as shown here. Here C of x is equal to GCD of a of x comma b of x if C of x is a poly of great degree which divides both a of x and b of x. We have also shown the working of Euclid's algorithm to consider now the case of polynomial arithmetic with coordinates mod 2 and polynomials mod and irreducible polynomial m of x. That is, modular polynomial arithmetic uses the set of S of all polynomials of degree n-1 or less over the field Z of p. With the appropriate definition of arithmetic operations, each such set S is a finite field. The definition consists of the following elements. The arithmetic follows ordinary rules of polynomial arithmetic using the basic rules of algebra with the following two refinements. Arithmetic on the coefficient is performed using modulo p. If the multiplication results in a polynomial of degree greater than n-1, then the polynomial is reduced modulo some irreducible polynomial m of x of degree n. That is, we divide by m of x and keep the remainder. This forms a finite field, and just an Euclidean algorithm can be adapted to find the greatest common divisor of two polynomials. The extended Euclidean algorithm can be adapted to find the multiplicative inverse of a polynomial. A key motivation for using polynomial arithmetic in GF of 2 power n is that the polynomials can be represented as a bit string. Using all possible bit values and the calculations, only use simple common machine instructions. Addition is just XOR and multiplication is shift of XORs. The shortcut of polynomial reduction comes from the observation that if in GF of 2 power n, then irreducible polynomial of g of x has highest term of x power n, and if compute x power n mod g of x, answer is g of x minus x power n. There is an equivalent technique for defining a finite field of the form gf of 2 power n using the same irreducible polynomial, which is based on the power of a generator of the group, which gives a nice implementation of multiplication. The generator can be found from the root of the irreducible polynomial as discussed here. Fine, we have come to the end of this topic. We will see the next topic in the next video. Thank you.